Welcome back to Sister Brunch, the podcast all about Black women and gender expansive people thriving in entertainment and media. I am your host, Fanshen Cox. Sister Brunch traveled to New Orleans for the Essence Film Festival this summer, where we had the amazing opportunity to interview incredibly talented filmmakers and writers and actors about their craft. In these next few episodes, you'll be hearing our conversations live from the Essence Film Festival's Filmmaker Lounge. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sister Brunch podcast. My name is Fanshen Cox. I'm the founder of Trujillo. Trujillo stands for Truth, Justice, and Love because we uplift stories that speak truth in pursuit of justice and service of love. Our guest today is definitely an example of that. And one of our productions is the Sister Brunch podcast, and we have been incredibly lucky and fortunate and privileged this year to bring the Sister Brunch podcast to the Essence Film Festival. We're so grateful. Yes, let's shout out Lamonia Brown, Ama Larby, who have been so integral in bringing Sister Brunch here this year. And this is something I've been waiting a very long time for. I've been a fan since Lincoln Heights. But then we got to meet, and so and even when we met, I was kind of still fangirling. You were on a stage, and I was like, what if I meet her someday? So we have the incredible Nicki Micheaux, who started as an actor and has incredible shows under her belt. You will have seen her on television in shows like Lincoln Heights, In the Dark, 6 Feet Under. You will see her in front of the camera, but she is here at the Essence Film Festival with her feature directorial debut. So welcome, Nicki Micheaux.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. It's exciting. It's exciting.
We're so glad to have you.
I'm a director.
You are a director. So after I fangirled out with you, then I somehow convinced you to go to lunch with me. And at that time, you were looking for financing for this film. So I think this is an amazing opportunity to talk about your journey in getting this film made and what it meant to have to get that financing, because we don't talk about that enough for sure, and how you got here.
You know, it's a funny story because I started asking for financing, talking about financing, trying to figure out how to get financing way earlier than I actually got financing. So I probably talked about it for years and then created a business plan. I had a pitch deck and I would send it out and it was going really nowhere. But I kept going, kept talking about everyone that I would meet. I've got this film and I'm trying to raise money. And eventually an investor that I had met years ago, before I'd even written the film, came to me and said, hey, I see you doing all these things on Instagram, and I want to be in the entertainment business now. I'm ready to do it. I was like, yes, that's great. So, and I really actually didn't believe him because I thought, okay, sure, because he had said no many times. And then we got together and decided to do it, and we formed a production company. So we have a production company called 360 Films.
Yes.
And because he wanted to go all in. He didn't want to do it halfway. He wanted to go all in. He didn't want to just do one project. He wanted to put Black content about us, in the world. And of course, that's what I've been trying to do this whole time.
What you live for, yes.
So we got started, and he funded the first film, and we also are doing a documentary on his family. It's a story about 3 brothers born into poverty and raised in an abusive home. One brother became a preacher. One brother went to prison for 30 years, and then my investing partner went on to become a multimillionaire.
Yes. Okay, wait. I want to stop you because we love to both inspire and also educate the women and girls that are listening. When you talked about that you had a business plan put together,
yes.
What did that look like? And then let's talk about Summer of Violence. So talk about what the film is about and what that meant as you were putting your business plan together.
Well, when I put the business plan together, it was more of literally casting the vision. I'd like to do this many films. I'd like to do this budget.
So this was for a slate of films. This wasn't just for Summer Violence. Okay.
And at that point, I'm not sure. Again, I've been doing this many years. I've been casting this vision. I'm not sure Summer Violence was on that plan, but it was all. I had a board of directors. I had convinced people to come on my board. So it was a large plan. So that when Johnny Wimbrey came to me about partnering, I already knew what it would take because I had already written it down.
How did you learn how to do that planning?
I'm going to say LinkedIn is your friend.
Yes, yes,
LinkedIn is your friend.
yes.
And I reached out to many alumni who were doing finance in the film business who helped me. And I asked and finally found someone who helped me and walked me through it, which leads you to the next person. And then so gradually I began to learn. So by the time Johnny came into the picture, I was ready to do so many things. And it was a question of, was I going to do Summer of Violence, which was a personal film to me about a young woman who had dreams of being a poet. But she had a controlling father who wanted her to go to law school, and so when she said, no, I'm not doing that, he cuts her off. She ends up moving to Denver during the very deadly Summer of Violence set in 1993. And it was all about love and poetry and how do you move forward when you're living surrounded by a culture of violence. And I don't limit that to gang communities because so much of what we're living through right now in the United States is a culture of violence. Because you never know when you go to the grocery store or the movies or a park or a concert and there's going to be a shooting and it's going to affect you. And what the movie is about is how violence has ripples throughout our culture.
Yes.
And how it impacts those of us who keep living. Because you don't have to be hit by a bullet to be hurt, to be traumatized by the violence that's in our society. Not only that, we've got the violence that we witness on video and we're triggered by. So I wanted to explore, how does one's heart, how does one's soul keep going, in the midst of that? So that's what the film is
Is it
about.
autobiographical at all? If you're comfortable, are there pieces of it? What
There are
did you have a
parts of it.
personal experience?
Oh, yes. I lived in Denver during that summer. So at that point in time, it was, I think, 59, 76. I can't remember exactly how many people were murdered, but I lived right in the middle of it in Capitol Hill, and it was crazy. It was really crazy, and I had so many crazy stories of that summer and surviving that summer and having PTSD from that summer. And I wanted to talk about it, but it really couldn't be autobiographical because it didn't flow.
Okay.
So when you do a story based on true events,
Yeah.
you do kind of have to rip it up and then start over.
Right.
And
I was going to ask about
Yeah.
that because this is it's challenging for a Black woman to get financing, period.
Yes.
On top of that, if what's getting financed, there's horrors getting financed, right? These like deep genre.
Which I love.
Same. And
Yeah.
I remember even when we were having a conversation as you were
We were
looking at
debating it.
financing, and I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, are you going to have to add elements of sci-fi or all of these things that might make it easier? You're
Yes.
telling a character-driven story, that is, many, many challenges in getting this
So-
finance. How did you, I'm like, how
Well,
did you do it? I mean,
Johnny believed in me.
there you go.
Johnny
There you
chose
go.
me
Yes.
and funded me.
And
The film
yes.
was secondary. And
yes.
I mean, honestly, because Johnny didn't even read the script till we were like 3 weeks into production.
I have to say, all you have to do is follow Miss Nicki Micheaux to understand why she is someone that would get funded in this way. Truly, that somebody would come. Absolutely. First of all, you put yourself out there in the world. You let us go on journeys with you on your social media. And
Wow.
it's so beautiful. I appreciate it so much. We get to see your journey of filmmaking. We get to see all of the things that you're doing. And you're on TikTok now as well, so we'll make sure everyone knows.
My daughter's
But-
working it out for me.
And the relationships that you built. I think some people who are performers, in front of the camera kind of may tend to just stay in front of the camera, not necessarily build relationships. You are a relationship builder. So it's for all of these reasons that someone came along and said, I believe in you.
Yeah, and he wanted to do it together. Can we take it to the next level? And then, my brother came on board, and he was absolutely the same.
What's your brother's name?
Brian Mitchell.
Okay.
And so he came on board and has been pushing us to, oh my God, you need all these people. Because as you say, it is not a genre film. It is a character-driven piece. So we do need a lot of support because we are looking for distribution. So
Okay.
we do want people to come to summerofviolence.com and sign up on our mailing list because I think it says become an insider. And we need your zip codes because we need to know where you live so that we can tell the theater bookers, the theater owners, people want this movie. And if we
Yes.
don't put it's like signing a petition, you know?
Yes.
You have to let
Let
people know
people
that there's
know.
money there because this film has a lot of heart, a lot of love, and a lot of hope. And the audiences that we've shown it to have fallen in love with this film. But how do we get people to know it exists?
Right. So you're just coming off of ABFF and
Yes.
came straight to Essence
Essence.
Film Festival,
Yes.
straight from ABFF.
Yes, we're here.
So first of all, congratulations on that. You are
Thank you.
finding audiences.
Yes.
These
Yes.
are not festivals that are easy to get into. So that is huge. That's speaking. But now
Yes.
your point is, how do we now get that into actual theaters for people to see
Right.
them? Or distributed, or are
Yes.
you looking at potentially distributing
We
on?
are talking to distributors. There's interest.
Great.
But
Great.
it still comes, and that's why this time is so important, because we have interest, but we have to show them there's an audience.
Okay.
We have to show them they're moviegoers, because it's hard out there.
Yes,
in
it
the
is.
movie-going business. It's
Yes.
hard for theaters.
Yep.
Because nobody's going to the movies unless it's Marvel.
Yep.
So
And
it's-
even that, honestly, some of those are
some
not
of those aren't
doing
hitting
what's
their
really
numbers.
hard.
So it's a tough landscape, but I'm here for it. Everything that everything that as a black woman in this business, it's all hard. It's all uphill.
Yes.
But that's okay. I mean, I have so much fun making movies, telling stories. I mean, being able to see how the audiences are moved by either film that I'm in or one that I've created from the ground up. It is everything. And it's why I keep going, because if we want to see something different, we have to put it out there.
Yes.
And then we have to do the work to do it. I mean, I look at what Tyler Perry did.
Yes.
I look at what Ava DuVernay has built.
Yes.
She built it. Nobody
Built
gave it to her.
Yep.
The doors don't always open for us, so we have to keep kicking them down and expanding this marketplace for us, because there's a market.
There is a
There's a
market,
market.
and we can support each other, right?
Yes.
I love, to your point, I think this is, your own kind of like PR and marketing plan to have people go on the website, put their zip codes in.
Yes.
It's so smart, and I think that we have to think outside the box, because again, we're not
Yes.
going to get the support in the industry, but there are ways that we can find to support each other. So I love that.
Well, I mean, that's the beautiful thing. We're in a free market society.
Right.
Run it.
Run
your
it.
race.
Yes.
Do it. There's nothing that can substitute hard work.
There you go.
I mean, that's
There
what
you
we're
go.
doing, and we're getting out here and spreading the word. We have our street team here.
Yes,
we
yes.
are doing everything that we can to let you see this beautiful work. So I'm excited about it. I mean, but it's hard, yeah, sure, but I'm excited about it.
You've made this a beautiful transition, and not to say that you won't continue acting, but your example that you can be an actor, you can be a producer,
Yeah.
you can be a director, you can
I
do
don't know.
all
There's
of those
a couple
things.
other people who've done it. There's a Issa Rae. There's
Little
a
bit.
Robert Townsend.
We have some
I mean,
examples,
There's a few
yes.
people, who showed that you can do this. Seth Rogen, Matt Damon. I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many actors who are expanding and
Yes.
expanded, and that's really, honestly, it makes acting more fun for me.
I love
Because
that.
I get to do all of this play on the other side of the fence, and I'm like, I want to go do a movie, because actually, I'm doing a horror movie next.
Can
I'm
you
acting in a
tell
horror
us more
movie.
about it? Okay.
I'm acting in a horror movie that I can't tell you about, but
Okay.
I'm directing a horror movie.
You heard it here first on Sister Brunch.
Yes, I am directing a horror movie that I am projecting that we will get the funding for this film.
Okay,
I'm just claiming it.
As we should,
And
yes.
I'm directing this horror movie about, I'm not going to say, but it's going to be fun.
Oh,
It's
good.
really going to be
Ah,
fun. I'm
good.
excited about it. But,
Okay.
because again, I've been kind of like, what does it say, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success? I've been planning this for a long time. The vision has been cast with that business
Okay.
plan. That slate of films is still there. But I keep getting better. I'm better as a writer. I'm better as a director. So it's fun to be on this journey. It really is.
I love it. I love it. So, Ms. Nicki Micheaux, as we honor and celebrate so many of our Black icons this weekend,
Okay.
we're reminded of the importance of legacy and the people we come from. Can you tell us about an early memory you have of learning about Black history that made you feel more confident or that more was possible for you?
This is interesting because people may not like this person because of her political views. But one of the people that I have really admired in terms of what they accomplished and built, and I hope people don't get upset, but it's Condoleezza Rice. Because
As long as you didn't say Candace Owens. I hope. Okay.
why you even mention her name?
You're right. Thank you. Okay.
Anyway,
good. But
so
yes.
because Condoleezza Rice broke into a world that is really not for us, and spoke many languages and went to the top. I mean, I believe she was the national security advisor, even though it was for Bush. But still, the achievement of what she accomplished is significant. I mean, to be fluent in Russian, to be in those spaces, and the reason why I am keen to it is because, I'm a political science major. And
I did not know that.
I'm a political science major, and really what I write are political thrillers because that's my bag. So, and it's always been like, oh, well, how can we, have you, Black Nicki, do this spy movie? And I'm like, y'all don't know Condoleezza Rice? Because they say we don't exist in those spaces, so we can't do, our Black female, James Bond. We can't do our Black female version of Jason Bourne, but because we are so conditioned to think that we don't exist in these international spaces like that, and if we do, then we have to be British. And I'm like, Condoleezza Rice, I believe, is from the South. So for me, what she achieved, the barriers she broke, regardless of the differing opinions and politics, you still have to commend what she did. Absolutely. And so I know that's probably a funny answer, but I do look at that.
It's hard to be a Black woman doing anything successfully. I mean, so absolutely, I think that's a beautiful example.
Yeah, because you could sit at the table with kings and princes anywhere in the world, literally anywhere in the world. And it's hard to be a woman. I mean, if you look at where women sit in the world, where we sit in the world, so many women don't have access to education, can't run their own lives, can't make their own decisions. So being a woman in powerful rooms, more of us need to be trying to get into rooms. I'm trying to get into your heart, through the films.
Beautiful.
That's why I do what I do. But I think that's my short answer to the question. That's it. That's it.
Did you get that? Did you get that? That's going to be a clip.
Did you need a clip? Did you need it shorter?
So we have a signature question we ask at Sister Brunch. Sister Brunch comes out of the DGA trainee program. So there were Black women mentors who brought the trainees, the Black women and women of color trainees, out to lunch outside of the trainee program so that they could talk the real talk, right? Really
so needed.
Break it down, what it's really like. And Anya Adams, who's our co-host and executive producer, started hosting the brunches at her house. She invited me. I got there, and as you know, I do inclusion work in the industry and kept being told, we can't find anybody to hire. There's not enough Black women to hire. And I sat there and was like, they're all right here.
Yes.
So we created this podcast so people could hear the stories of the women who are out here doing the work. And so we can say, yes, here's a list of these women. And they're not just names, they're stories. So we want to know, since we are related to a brunch, you and your younger self are out to a sister brunch.
Okay. And we're having mimosas.
Okay. So what are you drinking and what is she drinking? What are you
Me and my
eating?
Younger self. Okay.
And what is she eating? And then most important,
she's having mimosas.
Oh, I like her. I like
moved on to tea.
Okay, yeah. Not even a little drop of something.
Look.
I know.
It does not come off the same. It does not come off the same.
We tried to go to Missy Elliott last night. How could we miss Missy Elliott? But I was old and I had to go to sleep.
First of all, we have long days. Some
we have
people
very
don't
long
start
days.
till noon.
That's right. That's
I'm
why.
up early. I'm up early, and I need my sleep. And plus, I've seen Missy Elliott. That's how long I've been here.
Yeah.
I've seen her a couple times.
Seen her done that.
A couple times, and
Probably
I
good
enjoy it.
friends with her. You can get her.
I wish.
You and me both.
I could get the backstage pass. And
Yes.
say, hey, Missy, hey, girl, how you doing? It's been so long. I like the way you did that one song, but next time. So, okay, and what are we eating? Oh,
yes.
Gosh, what do I? It's funny. I'm not a breakfast person, so I always like brunch because you can get lunch
Brunch is
food.
the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
My younger self would have always gotten like a hamburger or a turkey burger. Me today, gosh, oh God, I'm one of these people, but I'm going to say it. Avocado toast.
No, oh yeah, you're so LA. Oh, see, we got yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm getting tea and
There's some
avocado
love for the
toast.
avocado toast. There's nothing wrong with that. It's delicious.
It's funny. I would have never eaten it. You'll be surprised. You know how I started on avocado toast?
How?
When I was trying to lose weight, my nutritionist
Yeah, it's
put
very
me on avocado toast as like
Yes.
a filling breakfast, one piece of toast, a little bit, not a lot of avocado toast. Not
Yeah,
that
you
what they
can't
put
look-
on at the
put, like,
restaurant.
three
they
avocados
put
of
3
layers.
avocados on
Yeah,
there,
that's
2
not good.
eggs.
Yeah.
It's just like a spread, a thin spread.
yes.
So he hooked me. He got me in the mood of that, even appreciating the taste. So now when I go, I'm like, oh, I'm going to have some avocados, and I still can understand why it costs $14.
Well, but that's
For a
ridiculous.
slice
Isn't
of
that just
bread,
and some
couple
avocados?
avocados, and-
Which we have an avocado tree in the backyard. We could,
You ain't
know,
got
if
no-
you need
no
when we get
bacon.
back, I will just deliver some avocados to your house.
I would love that. I'll just take one a week. I'll have to keep coming by. But yeah, that
Okay.
would be the difference. But so I've come a long way from mimosas and burgers to
I
tea and
love
avocado
that.
toast.
All right, so most
Yes.
importantly, you're sitting at this brunch together, and what do you tell her?
You know, what I would tell her is you go for the thing. Whatever that thing is that you are trying to do,
Yes.
and especially for me as a director, because I always wanted to direct. I actually directed a little bit in college, but it was plays, it was shorts, I was co-direct, and I put that dream to the side to act, because I think I was even told, focus, can't do more
Right.
than one thing. Lies.
Lie.
Well,
Let's
first of
say
all-
that out
first of all,
loud.
they haven't met a woman, because until you have kids, you know the lies they tell.
Yeah.
Because you can do
Everything.
many
You can
things.
do everything.
Because I got
Yes.
2 kids, I'm running this house, I'm running these 2 dogs, and they have their dreams, and I'm supporting them, and I'm doing me,
Yes.
so stop with the, you can
Yes.
do, get. Anyway, so I would tell her, go for the thing. Because we've been trained that, I don't know, you have to wait, or you have to do A, B, and C to get to X. I would just say, go for X, and you will figure it out along the way.
yes.
There's a quote that I love, you know enough to get started.
Perfect.
And that's it.
Perfect.
Just get started.
Oh, you got that? Okay, because that was, yes, you know enough. You always know enough to get started.
To get started.
That takes us full circle to how you ended up directing Summer of Violence. You said, when you said, oh, we did this business plan, I was like, how'd you do that? And you're like, well, you knew enough to get started on that
Yes.
business plan. You
Yeah.
had enough relationships to help you make that business plan. And here
Yes.
you are.
Yes, because, you can't do all the things.
No.
But there are people that you know that are really fingertips away. And honestly, YouTube, there's a video for everything. There's a video,
So
and then
true.
LinkedIn, they've hooked up with, I think it's Lydia or you. There's all these different schools online
Yep.
teaching classes. I mean, you know enough to get started.
Yes.
You go to film festivals, you meet people,
You
go to
follow Nicki Micheaux.
You could follow me.
Really, truly, her social media accounts alone are a lesson
Trying to
for
tell
us.
you. I'm trying to tell you.
You
I
don't have
mean,
to tell me.
I like, look.
But yes, yes.
No, so that's the key thing that I would say to her, because, and that I say to my daughter, who has her own big dreams, just get started, because
Yes.
you will figure it out as you go, and God just puts things in the path. I mean,
Yes.
I didn't reach out to Johnny. He came to me,
Yeah.
watching me on social media. I see
you
what you're
go.
doing.
Yes.
I'm ready. What do you think? And I mean, yes, let's go. Let's run.
Beautiful.
Let's run. And even directing the film, my first film, and now we were producing it through my production company.
Yes.
How do you run a production company? Okay, well, let's just get started.
You know
Let's
enough
just
to get started. Yes.
Yeah. And then you call some
yes.
people. You go, hey, so I would like to have lunch. Maybe talk about how to set up a company. So
I love it.
That's all you do.
Nicki Micheaux, thank you so much for being
Thank
on
you.
Sister Brunch. We are supporting you. We're following you. We will continue to watch your career
Thank you. Thank you.
grow and thrive. And we're just truly proud to have you on.
Well, it is my pleasure to be here. I've been seeing you doing this. I am so proud of you, because running a podcast, the schedule, the
Yes.
content,
Yes.
and you are such a good host. You are so, I've been watching, no, you are a really good host. I mean, did you guys see how engaging this was? You're gonna, yes, this is so engaging, because, so engaging. We're live on
help.
Instagram right now, and
Oh,
so,
hey,
yeah,
Instagram.
no, we're live on Instagram.
Yeah, oh
no.
my goodness, I
So
didn't even
totally,
get.
yeah, don't,
Now I gotta
don't
wait. Let me
shrink,
get mine.
don't shrink under the spotlight. No, but I just have been watching you since you launched this, and you are such a good host, and I'm so excited about it. So kudos to you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.